There's one important thing I forgot to mention. They had us sign our contracts today. And we're sitting there, we're going through it. Half this shit is in Japanese. Now I'm thinking to myself, okay, so far they're not having us sign anything. So who cares if it's in Japanese? We'll just read it, we'll flip through it. But I'm not putting my signature or anything that any Japanese on in front of it. Because, I mean, am I really the only person in the entire world who feels like if you have a company and you hire foreigners, like on a regular basis, not like on like a one-time basis, but like on a regular basis, and you don't have English forms for them to look at and like sign off on, that don't make no damn sense. So I mean, we hadn't gotten to the main contract yet. We were just looking at all like the riders, let's say. There is this one form, completely in Japanese. And I'm looking at it, I can understand some of it. But I can't understand like all of it. I mean, come on, let's be frank. I'm thinking to myself, what the hell is this? So one of the trainers goes off to find out what's going on because none of us are fluent in Japanese that are remaining in the group. It was just three of us. A lady from the Philippines, a guy from the UK, and me. And I mean, and so then when he came back and he was like, "Oh, sorry, we don't have that." And then we was just going to flip through it and stuff. Like, okay, well, you'll get to that with your branch manager. And I'm like, okay, well, I mean, do they have English forms? Because they kept making it seem like they were just going to translate it. I'm not okay, unless it's like a government form. That's a completely different story. But if this is a form that's being provided to me by the company, you really couldn't bother to put your main thing is that you want to hire foreigners so that they teach English to Japanese. And you cannot provide a freaking form in English. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, your whole thing is to get a foreigner over here that is not fluent in Japanese so that they will not use Japanese in class. But you don't want to provide a form that's in English for them. And so I said, I'm not going to sign anything that has Japanese on it. And then they're like, oh, it's not that big a deal. Like, you don't really sign this. This is just like an information form. I said, okay, so long as I'm not going to be held to anything. But the way that they were saying it was like, you dumb bitch. Is it really that much to ask? Like, are you serious? I understand I'm not signing it. So maybe I jumped the gun, and saying, like, I'm not signing this. Because, I got that way. Like, I really do hope you're not expecting me to sign something with Japanese on it. Because even if I understand the Japanese, I'm not fluent in Japanese. So even if I look at it and I think that I understand it, there always could be something about it that I'm just not getting. And that could be used against me in a court of law. I'm not crazy. These types of things happen to people all the time. They're like, oh no, this is totally legit. Like, yeah, words are cheap. Anybody can just say anything. But anyway, the contract was in English, and I just wanted to wave it in their face. Like, see, this is what I was talking about. Like, okay, this is something I'm gonna sign. You see, it's all in English. So why can I not expect this in other forms? How am I supposed to be able to understand it? But okay, if it's just paperwork, if it's just for company use, if it's not gonna be held against me in a court of law, I'm not gonna say anything. I'll just let it go. But I thought that was really strange. Because why do I need to sit here? And that wasn't the only form. And that thing was like 8 pages long. I'm not kidding you. And that wasn't the only thing. But some of those other things were like, like medical insurance and stuff like that. Which, okay, that might be done, that might be like a government form. I wouldn't expect that to be in English. Why would it be? The main language of this country is not English. I get it. But if it's from this company, that's a completely different story. But they were just looking at me like, what does she think this is? Like, well, yeah, what the fuck do I think it is? Give me a form that's in English. And I don't, maybe I'm crazy. Am I crazy? You can tell me if I'm crazy. But I don't think it's that much to ask. For this company, not for any form. Like, if it's got something to do with, insurance or something. From the government, that's different. If it's a company form, I can't get a translation on the side? Okay, but I don't have to sign it, I won't say anything. But some other stuff like I had to sign. I'm just saying. We're going to have a problem. Because I'm not signing anything that has Japanese on it and no English translation. Because I need to be able to defend myself just in case something happens. What if I signed something that said something like them taking, 75% of my paycheck for something I don't even want? Like I signed up for something I don't even want. How am I supposed to protect myself? I'm just slightly less worried about that than I am about my luggage. I'm just going to say that too.